Good evening and welcome to the Formula Racing League Assetto Corsa Competizione, Round 4 of Taco Tuesday, Season 12 sees us travel to the Northamptonshire countryside at Silverstone. Tom Kent's your commentator for this race, and I will guide you through all the action in this Pro category event tonight. Last week's round in Mount Panorama proved to be challenging challenge too many for some, none so for Alex Morgan, who had won out over Gerard Vermeulen to claim the first victory of the season. Craig Law bagged his first podium of the season in third place. Bermilden was fourth ahead of Nico Busov in fifth. The top 10 was rounded off by Juho Mäkinen, Jeffrey Godefroy, Connor Byers, Jack Prentice and Dominic Crosby. The Drivers' Championship sees Vermeulen only 2 points clear of Morgan in second, with plenty waiting in the wings. Time to look at a fan's favourite race circuit, that is Silverstone. Silverstone is a venue that is adored by so many. Situated on a Royal Air Force base, this track has put on some classic events over the last 7 decades. From Nigel Mansell's last gasp drive to win against Nelson Piquet in 1987, to Michael Schumacher's unusual drive to victory in 1998, the British Grand Prix has held some phenomenal races. The current circuit configuration has been around since the new pits complex was built in 2011. The new changes have seen some exciting moments, where Mark Webber snatched victory in the closing stages from Fernando Alonso at Brooklands to take what would prove to be his final Grand Prix victory. Sir Lewis Hamilton has triumphed on the most occasions around this famous circuit, of which he calls home, 8 times in total. Following the recent announcement that Formula 1 will continue to race at Silverstone until 2034, it's no wonder why the fans love the sport to come here. Away from Formula 1, many different events are held during the year, including the British Touring Cars, MotoGP and British GT. It's worth mentioning the "I'm going for first, says Clement" moment in the 1992 BTCC finale between John Cleland and Tim Harvey. If you don't know about that and want to know about how brilliant of a battle it was, it's worth looking it up on YouTube. 60 minutes of racing lies ahead of the drivers on this 5.8km circuit. Who will come away with a historic win at Silverstone? We're into the final few minutes of practice on this wet and soggy Silverstone, bearing in mind we are in the month of February at the moment, so it's no surprise to see the weather as it is. It is the British weather after all. I mean, over in the Middle East, particularly in places like Bahrain, Abu Dhabi and Dubai, it has had rain hit those particular racetracks at the weekends. In Bahrain there was Formula 2 and Formula 3 pre-season testing going on. In Dubai, there'd have been some form of racing. Can't remember what racing it was in Dubai that was going on, if there was any. But in Abu Dhabi, we saw quite a few wet races in Formula Regional Middle East and F4 UAE. If you have joined us on the YouTube stream, we do welcome you. Do feel free to get involved in the live chat if you so wish to do so, and I'll answer any questions during the course of tonight's broadcast. And whilst you are watching and waiting for qualifying 2 to begin, we haven't got long to go now as we watch Juho Mäkinen on screen. We've got the ACCC PC events that are happening. There's the Team Sprint Cup on a Tuesday. Thursday they have the Rookies and Masters series, followed by the Late Night Party on a Friday, as well as some monthly endurance races. On the PlayStation side of things, on Tuesday we've got the Taco Tuesday event, which is what you are watching now. There is the late night event on Thursday. On Sunday there's the sprint series and with some endurance races monthly, and every other week we've got the sprint endurance races. For those who are into their F1 2023 gaming, the FRL hosts 2 tiers on a Tuesday, 1 on the Friday. There's a realistic racing league on the Saturday, the 100% distance event on that same day, and there's 2 tiers on the Sunday. If you wish to know more, feel free to get involved in the Discord server. It is located in the YouTube description, as well as Patreon, and you can keep up to date with what is happening within the FRL on Instagram. Well, the checker flag is out, and Alex Morgan seems to be continuing his form from last week in Mount Panorama, and he's going to end practice fastest ahead of Jared Vermeulen, with Jeffrey Godefroy in a strong third place. We've got 26 drivers in the server, not the most we've seen so far. We've had over 30 compete in some of the rounds this season, not so last week, but the rounds before that we did. Hopefully we'll see a few more before qualifying begins, but I'd like to think that qualifying is about to begin now. We've only got 2 cars on circuit, so we'll stay with Nathan Booth, who's in the number 17 Lamborghini. So qualifying begins now. The green light is on, so we should expect to see drivers making their way out of the pit lane on this 5.8 kilometre racetrack of Silverstone. The 5:01 of Alex Morgan wasting no time getting back onto the circuit, as he will want to get as many laps in. They've only got 15 minutes, looking around 2-minute laps, so they haven't got a lot of chances to find all the time they need to get a strong grid position for the race later. It's a 60-minute race with a mandatory pit stop included. It's likely to be wet for the race, so do not go anywhere if you are watching. We've got the 113 BMW of Dim has joined for the first time. Don't know anything about this driver, unfortunately, but if any of you can fill me in on this particular individual, that would be great. There is Morgan, going for 2 wins in a row, just 2 points behind his rival Jared Vermeulen in the championship. Win today, and could go potentially into the lead, depending on where Vermeulen ends up. Just giving himself some space before he does begin. He wants to get as much exit speed as possible, so he can carry the momentum all the way down the old pit straight. And last time they used the old pit straight Formula 1 as the race start was back in 2010, whilst the new pits complex was being built. There is the Silverstone Museum, held here. Went to it last year. It is worth a visit if you haven't been. There's all sorts of machinery there, including racing cars, and of course back in before the sort of pre-Grand Prix era, like wagons and military and things like that. It is a Royal Air Force base, or what it used to be. Morgan is on a lap as he makes his way through the Hamilton Straight before he guides his way through the right-hander of Abbey. It's a very tricky corner to get right round this circuit. I've seen accidents there over the years. Most particularly Shogun News start accident in 2022. Walked away unharmed on that occasion, thankfully. Morgan is coming through the Wellington Straight now. This is Brooklands, of which he's heading through. Now for the last braking point of the lap, that is Luffield. The last turn he comes, riding the curbs on the exit, maintaining the momentum, taking the inside as much as he can without exceeding the track limits. And this lap of Morgan is a 2-minute 4.2. Now he did a 2-minute 3 in practice. And Vermeulen is able to dispatch him by going top with a 2 minutes 4.1. He's only a 10th clear. So then Volkel and Dominic Crosby have got their first times on the board. A couple of seconds off the pace. Cameron Makovsky's not ahead of him, albeit Godfrey's ahead of him now in 3rd place. Conor Byers up to 4th in the 74 Aston Martin. One look out for Ben Milden, because he didn't qualify very well in Mount Panorama last week. He was very much in the midfield, but recovered well to finish in a 4th place finish. That was very satisfying for him. He made the mandatory 2-stop work. It was a 90-minute special last week. How will he get on here? If he's going to be fighting for the World Championship, he's fighting for it. He's going to fight for the championship. He needs to start beating Vermeulen and Morgan if he's going to be in contention for the championship in the remaining races. It's a 7-race calendar, remember. We've been to Kyalami, Indianapolis and Mount Panorama. Tonight is Silverstone. Round off this 12th season of Taco Tuesday in Valencia, Imola and the rescheduled round of Spa on March the 5th. Milden is one of 9 drivers yet to post a time in this qualifying session. He's about to post a time now, and this lap is actually invalid. He must have exceeded track limits somewhere, so Milden will have to go again. Sean Kull is on a lap in the Bentley, which he's in. Macken has gone to the top with a 2-minute 3.9. He's able to beat Vermeulen and Morgan. Morgan and Vermeulen about to cross over the line again. And Morgan goes second. Vermeulen goes to the top with a 2-minute 3.8. So it's Vermeulen, Mackinen, Morgan and Nathan Booth in 4th position. Godfrey, who's in 5th, is a whole second off the pace. He's about to cross over the line. It looks like he exceeded the track limits there when he went over that curve. Well, it's an actual improvement, albeit fractionally. He's still in 5th place. Senyo's running 6th. He had a torrid time there in Mount Panorama. Caught up in a right mess. Terminally damaged his machine. Luke Prentice, one of the home heroes, going up into 5th place. Vermeulen is the man to beat right now. Mackinen in 2nd place, wasn't able to improve on his latest effort. Byers is about to, well, I say he's about to, certainly come through the Hamilton straight. Ben Milden, who was on track now, is on the Wellington straight. He needs to get a time on the board. He's the home hero. The rain continuing to pour down, making it more challenging for the drivers. They are used to conditions like this everywhere they go, so they know their way round. It's about finding all the time they can get. Here's Milden in the 111 Porsche. And this lap is good enough for P7, which is not bad. Just 3 drivers who have yet to post times in this qualifying session. Dario De Vita is one of them. Ian Simcox and Farclough Vissel are the others. Here is Simcox, who has had little to celebrate so far this season. Vissel has gone up the order into 22nd. Simcox goes only 25th. I want to go back to the front because Vermeulen is able to improve. Mackinen and Morgan have still got some work to do. Morgan is in the pits at the moment. He's coming back out now, and Mackinen goes for a spin. He may as well take that back to the pits and get another set of tyres on. Godfrey's got up into 4th place in the 147 Ferrari. So he's finding time everywhere he can. Track temperature is 13 degrees at the moment, air temperature 12. Both in the 17 Lamborghini. half a second off the pace at the moment. He's managed to get that down to an identical lap time to what Jeffrey Godefroy has done. Both on fire in this qualifying session so far. Still some work to do though, but it's a very, very good effort and a promising one from the Lamborghini pilot. Craig Law, podium finisher in Mount Panorama last week. Is he able to move up the order ahead of Luke Prentice with this latest lap? And the answer to that question is yes, he goes ahead of Luke Prentice. That's a tidy lap there for Law to move him up into 6th place. Coming towards Brooklands now, with over 5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session for round 4 of Taco Tuesday Season 12 in the Formula Racing League. Now Milden is in between two other Porsches of Prentice and Arsenio. Want to find maybe a couple of turns to move himself up. He does find some time, but he doesn't move up the order. He remains in 8th position. Vermeulen in the Ferrari coming through Luffield. It's behind what looks like Ian Simcox, but it doesn't look like he's going to put him off during the course of the remainder of his lap. Vermeulen goes over the line and he finds a brilliant amount of time on his latest run. At 2 minutes 3.3, he's over half a second clear of everyone else. Morgan is on circuit right now. He's just started his latest lap. Just look and see who else is on a lap as we speak. Morgan Grace is coming through. And he's not able to move up. We've got the 109 coming through, and that's Juho Makinen. I think he is going to be starting his latest lap. He'll have 2 goes at it. Willie Durston in P11 at the moment with a 2 minute 5.2 in the McLaren there. Durston, who has not had a lot to celebrate so far this season, I don't think. Didn't start the last 2 races. Alex Morgan, where is he? He's coming through Village now. It's a bit further behind on the circuit. Godefroy is in P4 still, ahead of both. Law is 6th, and Milden's able to go up into the top 6 now in the Porsche. He's got it to a 2 minutes 4.2. Is up there. Number 34, Farclough Bizzle going over the line, not improving from him. We want to go to Vermeulen, who stopped on the circuit for a moment and he's gone back into the pits. Now he hasn't got long before the checker flag comes out, so he needs to get his skates on if he's going to keep hold of pole position. He may feel like he's done enough. Alex Morgan's able to improve to go up into 2nd place, but he's still got 4 tenths to find. In actual that he'll have a couple more goes at it. Vermeulen has rejoined the circuit now, but he hasn't got long, so he cannot mess around for too long. Juho Makinen. That's wide on the exit of the loss. I think that lap time's going to end up going, to be honest with you. See what it is. He crosses over the line. It's no improvement. I think he exceeded track limits on the exit of Luffield. Makinen stays in P3. Godefroy 5th, ahead of Booth still. I have to say, Connor Byers find that amount of time to go up into 4th place. A brilliant effort by him. Sean Cull, Season 9 champion, in 9th position. And Craig Law's gone up into 4th position in the Ferrari. He's able to improve. Looks like someone else has moved up the order. Godefroy and Booth have both moved up ahead of Byers now. Booth has separated himself from Godefroy. He's only within 0.003 of a second of Craig Law in 4th. Here is Morgan coming through. He's run so far out wide, I think he's just preparing for his last run. He just needs to be careful he doesn't hold anyone up. We're on fast laps. There's Morgan coming around to begin his last effort now. So he goes over the line with 14 seconds to go. And for Mullen, does he get over the line? Yes, he does. He'll have one more go at it, but Juho Mäkinen is on his last time effort. He'll not get over the line before the checkered flag falls. First driver will go over the line is Morgan Grace. He's in 15th right now. Identical lap times with Josh Clayton. Not anymore, because he's moved up into 11th position. Juho Mäkinen, can he go back onto the front row? He looks like he's exceeded track limits there as he crosses over the line, but it's still good enough to go up into P2. So the Finn, Juho Mäkinen, is on the front row at the moment. But Jari Vermeulen and Alex Morgan are on fast lap times. Law has done his session. Booth and Godefroy are on fast laps right now. They're looking to move up from 5th and 6th. Booth goes off the circuit. He'll touch the barrier, and that's his qualifying session over. 5th or lower is where he'll be. Godefroy, meanwhile, is determined to take it off him, but he's not going to improve this time around. He comes in, and here is Ben Milden, determined to move up from 8th. Is this lap that he's doing? Is this going to propel him up into the top 4, maybe? If we can find 3/10. We're about to find out. He goes over the line, and Milden does not improve. He stays 8th. We've got Alex Morgan and Jari Vermeulen on fast laps. He will take pole here at Silverstone. It doesn't like Alex Morgan's going to do it because he's squirming around like crazy through left field. He goes into the pit lane. So Jari Vermeulen can afford to back off if he wants to. He comes into the pits and he will take pole position for the Pro category event in Taco Tuesday in the Formula Racing League. Juho Mäkinen in 2nd place ahead of Alex Morgan in 3rd and Craig Law in 4th. Nathan Booth and Jeffrey Godefroy are 5th and 6th ahead of Conor Byers and Ben Milden. Mauro Arsenio is 9th ahead of Sean Cull. And then we've got Ollie Durson and Luke Prentice in 11th and 12th. Morgan Grace and Kyle Revel are on row 7 ahead of Josh Clayton and Zdenek Forkel. Cameron McCossie and Alberto Aragoneses are on the 9th row ahead of Farkel Fizzle and Dominic Crosby. Jack Prentice and Adam Sharp are on row 11 ahead of Ian Simcox and Chris Faster. And on the back row we've got Dario De Vita and the debutant that is Din. Well, qualifying is over. The race is coming up 5 minutes from now, approximately, before the formation lap begins. So I'll be back in a few moments' time.
Opened in 1948, changed from time to time over the years, but still
Welcome back. We are just around about 90 seconds away from the start of the formation lap here at Silverstone, located in the North Hampshire countryside in the United Kingdom. Silverstone, one of 7 circuits to feature on the first ever Formula 1 World Championship calendar in 1950. In fact, it was the very first venue to host a Formula 1 World Championship Grand Prix event, which the late Queen Elizabeth II had attended. I'm sure many attended that day, which are sadly no longer with us. Giuseppe Farina was the race winner on that occasion. And will go on to clinch the championship at the end of the season. If you have joined us, we do welcome you. Feel free to get involved in the live chat. We'll answer any questions during the course of tonight's broadcast. We are underway for the formation lap now, and we'll run down on the grid for today's Pro category event, round 4 of season 12 Taco Tuesday in the Formula Racing League Assetto Corsa Competizione. Joe Vermeulen on pole position in the 144 Ferrari, with Juho Mäkinen in second place in the Porsche. Then we've got Alex Morgan and Craig Law on the second row, ahead of Nathan Booth and Jeffrey Godefroy. Connor Byers is 7th, ahead of Ben Milden, who's gunning for another strong result here today in the 111 Porsche. Mauro Arsenio is 9th, and the season 9 champion Sean Cole lines up in 10th place. Ollie Durston and Luke Prentice are 11th and 12th, followed by Morgan Grace and Kyle Revel on the 7th row. Josh Clayton and the season 10 champion Susanna Vogel are 15th and 16th, with Kelvin McCoskey and Alberto Aragonese next up. Farclub Bissell is 19th and Dominic Crosby, followed by Jack Prentice and Adam Sharp. Ian Simcox and Chris Foster on 23rd and 24th on the grid for today. Dario De Vita would be starting from 25th, but he has opted to start from the pit lane. So Din, who is today's debutant in the Pro category, is the only driver starting on the back row. 26 we've got lineup of meets today. Let's have a few more main races for this season. What Joe Vermeulen will be thinking. He's proven that he is not untouchable, as we saw last week in Mount Panorama. Looks like the rain is about to ease off. I don't know what tyres each of the drivers are on. If Craig Law was in the commentary box with me, he would find out about this stuff whilst I'm on air. He's racing today, so I won't be able to get access to that information. But it should make for a good race here today. Now Vermeulen will just want to focus on a good start here. It's not one on the first lap, but it's where you can easily have your race lost. Don't know anything about season 13 yet in terms of what the calendar is going to be. I would expect though it's either going to be 4 categories or 3, depending on how many drivers sign up for the championship. Drivers are about to go into their mandatory rows of 2 before this race begins. see it on the weather forecast that within the next 10 minutes, the rain's going to ease, but it is still going to stick around somewhat before it gets dry. Here we go then for the start of this race here. Kevin Vermeulen get a clean getaway. Alex Morgan will be determined to just dispatch Juho Mäkinen straight away and give Vermeulen a race of it. But he's going to continue his quest for the season 12 Pro Category title. Moving on to the pit straight now, the old pit straight, and we await for the green flag from the marshal. When it's waved, the race can commence. The green flag is waved and they go. Now Vermeulen didn't get off to the best of starts. Mäkinen's round the outside. It looks like he's through into the lead. He has done. Vermeulen caught napping a little bit, and now he's going to go side by side with his title rival Alex Morgan as they head towards Maggots and Beckett's. Vermeulen is able to fend him off for the time being, but a brilliant start from Mäkinen round the outside into Copse, and he's got the move done. He leads ahead of Vermeulen. It's Morgan who's still in third place. And we look to Craig Law. Is he able to keep on the fourth position? He has done, yes. Nathan Booth is in fifth place. And then it's Jeffrey Godefroy in sixth. And then we are seeing Conor Byers. And there's a collision between Mauro Arsenio and another car there. Can't quite tell who's been involved in that. But Arsenio's race is already compromised. We'll have a look to see who else was involved. I think it may well have been. Was it Chris Farsi who got involved in that? I'm not too sure. But Arsenio, no question, has picked up damage from that contact before Stowe Corner. And now he's going into combat with Ian Simcox by the looks of it. As they all make their way through club. That's a real disappointment there for Arsenio. We had a torrid time of it in Mount Panorama, and now we are watching. Is that Sean Cull making a move? No, he's a little bit further on the road. What I can say is that Josh Clayton, is it Josh Clayton who's made a move? No, I think it's Mikhail Mikowski was trying to make a move on someone. It didn't quite come off on that occasion. I can say that Dario De Vito was able to join the race after starting from the pit lane. He's right in the action, so at least he's not been involved in anyone else's collisions. Mäkinen leads, and Morgan's ahead of Vermeulen now into second place. We didn't see the manoeuvre, but he's able to move ahead of his cycle rival and a much needed overtake. Now we look at Craig Law as they exit Luffield through Woodcote onto the pit straight. You can see the rain is coming down on Law's windscreen there, so it doesn't look like it's quite time for dry tyres just yet, in case there are any. Choosing to do that, but it seems to be like all weather tyres are the way to go. Drivers can pit at any time they like. It before the checker flag comes out. So Morgan in second place ahead of Vermeulen, who is determined to move back ahead of him. It's going to be a long, hard fought battle between the two drivers at the top of the championship, but if they come to blows, that's going to open things up for the others in their quest. Those waiting wings. Ben Milden, Johan Mäkinen, Craig Law, Myers and Co. Fend off Vermeulen as Mäkinen is shooting off into the distance. See how tricky it is to find the grip. These drivers are after pushing as hard as they can without making too many mistakes. He's able to pull away again from the South African. Vermeulen trying to find a different line to see advantage of the exit. Wide line approaching the loop. No wet through just yet. So coming down the Wellington Straight. As their way through for Vermeulen as they head towards Brooklands. So they're able to go for it just yet. Try and go for it. Maybe not into Cox corner, but straight. His next best chance to go for it. Mackinnon leads by 1.2 seconds over Alex Morgan. Sheriff Vermeulen in third and Craig Law in fourth. Nathan Booth, Jeffrey Godefroy, Luke Prentice in seventh place now. Sean Cullis 8th, Ollie Durston 9th. Kyle Bevel has moved up into the top 10. Ben Milden had a really bad start to the race. He's down in 14th. I don't know if he got caught up in the incident with Mauro Arsenio on the first lap. He's down quite a few places. Conor Bias in the pits at this stage of the race, probably to get that stop done and out of the way. Did he pick up damage on the first lap? I don't know if he has done for certain. The windscreen wipers are still operating, so I'd have thought he is there to get his pit stop done out of the way. And Morgan's gone off the circuit. He's gone off the circuit at Vale, and he's come back on, and he's lost second place to Sheriff Vermeulen. That was a bad mistake there by Morgan. And where's Juho Mackinnon? He's still in the lead. I have to say, Vermeulen's got the gap down quite significantly. Here's the Finn, gunning for his first victory in the Pro category of the Taco Tuesday series. Having a better time of it so far. The track temperature is 16 degrees, so it's picking up a little bit. And temperature is 13. Milden's dropping down horribly. He's had a mistake. A horrible lap. He's dropped down to 18th position now. And I don't know whether he's on the wrong tyres or something, but his race is not going the way he has been wanting it. I wonder if Milden's on the wrong tyres, you know. I don't know if he's got access to the lap times, but just looking at Conor Bias as he's just leaving the pits now. Milden holding off Mauro Arsenio at the moment. You can see the body damage of which Arsenio has got, which is not going to help. Milden so slow off the exit of Copse, and it's quite an easy manoeuvre there for Arsenio to make the pass. I think Milden is on the wrong tyres because he's not finding the grip that he's wanting. He had a really poor start to the race, and now he's just been swallowed up by the field. Back at the front, Mackinnon still continuing to lead ahead of Vermeulen, but the South African's right on his tail now. Morgan is not giving in by any means. I wonder how the pit stops will play out for these drivers. They'll probably wait until the weather has passed, to the point where dry tyres are the way to go. It's expected to dry within the next 10 minutes. Once the rain has passed, the drivers will start going offline to keep the tyres cool so they don't overheat. And once there's no water left in the circuit, that is when they need to start changing tyres. If you're the leader or the man in second or third, how do you time your pit stop? Morgan in third position behind Vermeulen. Craig Law keeping up, trying to keep up with them in fourth. Had a good race of it in Bathurst last week. Just trying to continue that here. One of the home heroes, of course. There's many drivers from Great Britain competing today. Do their families proud, their friends proud, and their fans proud. Place behind Mackinnon as they approach Stowe. Vale, Club, too deep there though. Just line up a bit. It's able to have a little bit of breathing space. Milden is continuing to drop down. He's in 19th place, although he's tussling with Dominic Crosby. Going into Stowe. Here's Crosby. Go into Vale. No way through just yet. Ian Simcox has come into the pits for his mandatory stop. Minutes into the race now. Mackinnon approaching the end of lap 5. It's half a second clear of Vermeulen. Morgan third. Law, Booth, Godefroy, Cull, Prentice, Durston and Revel are all top 10. Wolf's had a better time of it so far, but one driver who is not is Josh Clayton, because he's dropped down the order, and that is why he's had a spin. And look at the damage he's got to the side of his car. He's had a whack from someone. Don't know who, but Clayton has dropped all the way down to 24th position. Surely that car cannot be handling the way he wants it. Now we go back to the battle for the lead, because Vermeulen is right on the gearbox now of the Porsche ahead. And they're going to go into the hangar straight. Vermeulen will get the benefit of the slipstream before Stowe Corner. Then will he decide to pull out? The time is now, it looks to the outside of the Porsche. Are they going to get through safe and sound here? Mackinnon has the inside line. Vermeulen will try a different line on the exit to gain more exit speed. Heading towards Vale now, and Vermeulen is still not quite ahead, or even alongside for that matter. So Mackinnon lives to fight another day and remains in front. Luke Prentice has come into the pits at the end of lap 5. His mandatory change of tyres. He wants to try and gain as much time as possible. Completing an undercut on some of those drivers, and Vermeulen going to the inside of Mackinnon. That would surprise Mackinnon a little bit. And now Alex Morgan fancies to go at it, but there's contact made between the Finn and the South African at the loop. You can see there's damage to the rear end of that Porsche in front, and Vermeulen struggling to get the car points in the right way, and Morgan is right alongside the Ferrari as they approach Brooklands. Morgan to the outside. Can he go back in front of his title rival? The answer to that question is a resounding no, and Vermeulen is able to fend him off for now. Here they come onto the old pit straight once more. Morgan in the McLaren, 3 different manufacturers in the top 3 places. So the track is more greasy now, which is better than damp. Rain is still coming down somewhat though. Right on board with Morgan as Vermeulen and Mackinnon continue to dice it out. Right on board with Vermeulen as they go onto the hangar straight. Is this going to be a change for the lead? Vermeulen round the outside. This is closer than he had done on the previous lap. Will Mackinnon fend him off this time though? Vermeulen round the outside he goes. He should have the high ground on the exit. Here they go. Look, Vermeulen is there, but watch out for Alex Morgan. Will he make a lunge through Vale and Club? Vermeulen up the inside, and he takes the lead of the Pro Category race in Taco Tuesday, ahead of Juho Mackinnon, who tries to fight back. This is far from over. Now they approach Abbey. Whilst these three are waiting in the wings, these three are dicing it out. Craig Law is the one waiting in the wings. He's happy to watch how this battle plays out. Vermeulen still there in the lead. I just saw Morgan try to take a different line to what Mackinnon did. Didn't quite go the way he wanted. Now, when will those 4 decide to pit in? I'll tell you that Dario De Vito has been in the pits, as has Din. straight now. It's beginning to pull away. Morgan is looking to run back in very, very quickly. Just continue on the distance on the road. Oh, look at this from Morgan. He's looking for a move. What an excellent overtake from Alex Morgan. That came out of nowhere. He moves in front of Johan Mäkinen to move up into second place. That was important at this stage of the race. And now Craig Law on the grass looks to make his way through past the Porsche on the hanger straight. Is the move done? It looks to be, but Mäkinen isn't giving it up by any means. Law's got the move done. So in the space of a lap, Mäkinen is down from the lead to 4th position. That was a phenomenal move from Morgan. That was textbook stuff. Jack Prentice and Adam Sharp have come into the pits, as has Josh Clayton. It's no surprise to see Clayton in now, to be honest with you, given the damage he had picked up. Resulted in the spin, the loop. See, the windscreen wipers are still being used. Brakes around, not far away. I think that's making pit stops, I thought. Play it safe, or they decide to take a gamble. Herbert snaps the victory. Highest of all those that have pitted, Jack Prentice is in 19th position. In 6, 7, 8 Bentley. Let's go through Maggots Bentley's now. The gap between Vermeulen and Morgan is 2 seconds. Craig Law will fancy his chances. This is in 3rd position. Screen wipers are still continuing to be used. Drops in grey now, far away from dry weather tyres. Sean Cole, Kyle Revel and Senderit Vorkal are in the pits. They're the latest to make the change, and I would expect them to go on to dry tyres. Alberto Aragoneses also comes in. I wonder if Ben Milden is starting to gain some ground now that the track is drying up. But all that time lost in the early stages has cost him. He moves up some positions, but once everyone has done their stops, including he has, he'll be outside the top 10. I can imagine we've lost quite a lot of grip the tyres which he's been on since the start. Third of the way through this one. Prentice was running in 19th position. How far is he behind Sean Cole? He's not far behind him, but Sean Cole is ahead of him. He's the highest of all those that has pitted. For Vermeulen, coming around Luffield now. And the windscreen wipers are no longer being used by the drivers. And now is the time. Vermeulen decides the time is now to come in. Morgan and Law are coming in, as is Mäkinen. What about Booth and Godefroy? Are they taking a gamble? Well, Booth is not. Godefroy is staying out there. He feels it's worth remaining out there for another lap to see if there's any more water which he can pick up. He's using his windscreen wipers, interestingly. Feels like there's still a little bit of water around which he can pick up some grip from. Ollie Durston is in the pits now. Morgan Grace has decided to stay out there. Cameron McCoskey comes in, although that looks a bit too quickly. The way he's come in, I might well be wrong on that. Mauro Orsenia remaining out there. He has got that damage to his bonnet, remember. Milden remaining out there. Also, Farclough Bizzle, Dominic Crosby, Christopher faster. What are they doing? They are also remaining out there. I think they are some of those that started the race on dry tyres. Where is Sean Cull? He's coming through left field now, but Vermeulen is already back on the circuit, as is Morgan. And Law is still in there. What's happened to Craig Law? He's picked up damage to his car. And he's having a lengthy stay in the pit lane. He must have hit the wall or hit the back of someone. But he's had a long pit stop, and that's cost him horribly. There's a stop and go penalty for Ollie Durston for speeding in the pit lane. That'll hurt his chances of finishing in the top 10. I think Johan Mäkinen has also had to spend some time in the pits for repairs, and another driver's been caught speeding. It's Craig Law, so that explains why he picked up that damage, because he went in too quickly. So his race is totally wrecked, and he'll recover. He'll struggle to recover to finish in the top 10 now. Now he's Godfrey, who's coming up behind the 500 there. It looks like Josh Clayton, who's already pitted. Godfrey feels that now is the time to make the switch to dry tyres. What about Morgan Grace? What is he looking to do? Is he on dries? It doesn't look like he is, to be honest with you. It looks like now is the time that he needs to come in. Mario Arsenio must feel that he's on the wrong tyres here. And he's heading for the pits now. Milden's staying out there though. I think I must be right with what I was saying earlier about Milden's pace at the beginning. He lost so many places, but for the time being, he's in the race lead. Behind him, by the looks of it, and that's a back marker, to be honest with you. I can tell you that Arsenio's come in, Vavessel's come in, Crosby has come in, Chris Faster, he's now in. The only driver who hasn't made a mandatory pit stop so far is Ben Milden, who presumably had started the race on dries. Behind Milden on the track there, that's Conor Byers, who's already pitted. He's way down in 26th place. And then into second place now. Where is Jeffrey Godfrey? He's back on the circuit in... I don't know which position he is. We'll have a look on the tyres. He's behind Nathan Booth. Sean Cole is up there as well. Luke Prentice is also there. There's a drive-through penalty now for speeding in the pit lane, and that's Dominic Crosby. So we've got 3 drivers penalised for speeding in the pit lane. Ruins Crosby's chances of a top 10 result. Craig Law's going to recover from that error he had made. A lengthier stay in the pits has cost him badly, and even worse, he picked up that stop and go for speeding in the pit lane. There is Milden in P1, remaining out there. He's 17 seconds clear of Vermeulen. There's no way he's going to keep hold of the race lead when he comes in. His chances of finishing in the top 5 is definitely possible. He's not in traffic by any means. He's finding all the time he can whilst remaining on those dry tyres. It was a very awkward line through Beckett's there. One of his tyres are really beginning to fall away now. All 26 drivers are still running. Conor Byers is the driver in last place right now, who's down a lap on the leader. And Craig Law, after his stop and go penalty, is in 25th. The driver with the fast lap of the race so far is Luke Prentice in the 43 Porsche. Phenomenal effort so far from Milden. How will he fare on better tyres on fresher tyres when he eventually comes in? He'll probably feel that it's worth just staying out there. Looking at where Vermeulen is on circuit, he's ahead of Morgan. Booth is in 4th, Godefroy 5th. We've got Kull, Prentice, Race, and we've got Mikowski who's just in front of Aragonesis and Sharp. We've got a battle for 14th position between Zdenek Vorkel and Ian Simcox. Crosby has done his over penalty now. Where has he come back out? He's behind Arsenio, he's behind Defeater, he's behind Makinen. He's behind Clayton. He's behind Faster. Crosby was rejoined in 23rd position. See Milden continuing to push as hard as he can. You can see Byers, who clearly is faster behind him, doing all he can to get through ahead of him. So he will lap himself and try and get back into the action. Halfway through the event, Vermeulen has the fast up of the race, so potential championship points coming his way. To my understanding with the point system, it's 40 points for a race win, and it's 39, 38, 37, all the way to top 40, or top 30 rather. It's a strange point system. It's different to what I thought it was at the beginning of the campaign. Essentially the top 10, or top 20 rather. I think this point system is in because of the fact we had 40 drivers competing. So we've got a yellow flag, and it's the number 21 who's had a spin, and that's Dario Devita. He's gone off the track, he's rejoined. He's got some damage to the bonnet of his car as well. An insult to injury. Milden still continuing to lead. See how hard he's pushing on this, and so is Conor Byers, to be fair. Despite the fact that Byers is down in last place, so we'll keep going to see how good a result he can pick up from here. He's 14 seconds behind Craig Law. So they are coming through now. Maggots and Beckett. Vermeulen is over 2 seconds clear of Alex Morgan. Nathan Booth in 4th, ahead of Godefroy. They're not really... Well, I say they're not in the fray for a podium, but Milden still has his mandatory stop to do. We're on lap 14 of the race now. We're looking at around a 29 lap race, I would have thought. They come, Milden and Byers. Byers is trying to unlap himself. I wonder if Milden may decide to just let Byers go here. Byers is on better tyres to what Milden will be. Just saw Vermeulen in the background at Abbey, closing down the gap all the time. He's very much firm favourite to win this race now, unless Alex Morgan has anything to say about that. See, Milden's gap is coming down horribly from Vermeulen, but he's not in the fight with Vermeulen. his battle is probably most with the likes of Luke Prentice and that. It just depends how quickly his pit stop ends up taking. Less than 9 seconds now between Milden and Vermeulen. Aragonés is in 10th place behind Mikowski. He's had a really good race for him. Here's Aragonés, and behind him is Adam Sharp. Jack Prentice and Farquhar Vizzle, 12th and 13th, 4th and 14th. Simcox and Din are now 15th and 16th places respectively. Johan Mäkinen, after making repairs, is down in 19th place. I wonder if he got reared into or made contact with Craig Law when they were both coming in. Either way, it's hurt their racers, and their demise has helped Nathan Booth to a potential podium at the moment. He's got over 6 seconds in hand on Jeffrey Godefroy. He doesn't need to worry about traffic at the moment. To pick a podium today, but it's looking increasingly unlikely. I'm just seeing that Alex Morgan has got the fastest up of the race now. As it stands, the gap between Vermeulen and Morgan will be the same as it is at the beginning of the race. And Milden decides that now is the time for another change of, well, for a change of tyres, providing he gets the car slowed down. Into the pits, stops in his box. Now we watch Vermeulen take over the lead. Morgan now second. Booth, Godefroy, Sean Cole, Luke Prentice, Morgan Grace. They all should move up. Should go through. Milden's box is towards the end of the pit lane, so once he's done his stop, it should be very quickly for him to rejoin the track. Grace is able to get through, but we've got Mikowski, Aragonés and Sharp looking to go through. And now they're coming towards turn 1 now. Mikowski, Aragonés and Sharp are through, so it should be Milden rejoining, going side by side with Jack Prentice, but Prentice is in front. For how long? You can just see Milden taking almost a shortcut there through maggots, moving front quite quickly as his tyres get up to temperature. Has got back the fastest up of the race. So whilst those two are fighting for the lead, they're also fighting for the fastest lap. Milden looking to the outside of Jack Prentice, approaching club. A little bit of time before Milden does get through, so I thought. In terms of other battles, there's been a 3-car battle between Mikowski, Aragonés and Sharp for 8th place. Will Aragonés decide to go for it in the Audi? Right on board with him. 2 miles wide there, that's not the best line to take. And Sharp should be within range to have a go. Milden further in the background. Not in front of Prentice yet. He decides to go for it into Brooklands. He does for the time being. Tries to do a dummy on the Bentley ahead. The Bentley remains in front for now. Copse corner. Curves. Right there. So it's run wide further than ahead. We'll come to that in a moment. It's certainly been arranged to have a go on Francis to get onto the hang straight. This is a ninth still behind Mikowski. So we've had good races so far. The last thing they want is to run into each other. Mikowski 8th, Aragonés is 9th. Sharp. Further behind, we've got Francis and Milden fighting over 11th place. Milden still not able to move in front. 2D. Might give Milden the chance to pull alongside and make a lunge here. He's going for it now. Later on the brakes goes Milden. Do they avoid contact? Francis left a generous amount of space there on the inside. Milden looks to have the high ground on the exit, get better exit speed. Falling onto the Clinton straight, he runs wide there to Milden, and still he cannot find a way ahead. Watch Milden once more. Behind Bentley. There's the exit of Larfield to go onto the pit straight. Contact. Say that Aragonés has been overtaken by Sharp. Sharp is in 9th place now, but he's made a mistake, and that may allow Aragonés to pull alongside to get back through again. Aragonés is able to get back through. Now between Vermeulen in the lead and Morgan in 2nd place is less than 2.7 seconds. As it stands with the positions as they are, Vermeulen will pull a further 2 points clear over Morgan. 3 rounds still to go. Watch Milden. It's the street. Does he pull out alongside? He does pull out alongside. To the outside he goes. Is Milden through yet? They almost bang wheels. Milden goes off the circuit. And he's ahead of Prentice now. Will he have to give that up? Because he was off the track when he overtook him. He's through at last anyway. Doesn't look like he's going to give that position up, so he carries on. I think we've lost a driver from this race. I think it might be Dominic Crosby who has disconnected from the server, so his race is over. He has a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Looks like the lead is about to make way through backwards now. That's been kicked up. The gap is 2.6. Nathan Booth on course for a well-deserved podium, it has to be said. He's driven beautifully today so far. Good 7 seconds clear over Jeffrey Godefroy. And Sean Cull, not spoken about too much this season. It's running in 5th. So Milden is less than 5 seconds off Sharp. More Mikowski, Aragonés and Sharp battle closer. Get to them before the race is over. Running on 20 minutes left. There's not a lot of time there, and 2D had to get the car so down there to avoid going straight on. Aragonés has run wide on the exit of Stowe. And Sharp isn't able to find a way through just yet. Timing of the race, later in the afternoon, well, it's 5:46 PM, and the time goes at twice the speed as what it would be in real life. You can see the headlights are coming on a little bit, but I don't expect the race to fall into darkness before this race is finished. On lap 20, Vermeulen leads by 2.5 seconds. They've just lapped the Ferrari of Dario De Vita. Conor Byers is the only driver behind him now. Craig Law is running in 23rd place after he needed to make repairs and serve a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And that's going to cost him another good result. And there is Vermeulen, 2.4 clear over Morgan. Morgan as the fastest of the race, whilst he is catching his rival. Nathan Booth, as it stands, into this round 9th in the championship. Move in front of Mauro Senio. Definitely move in front of Conor Byers and Craig Law, no doubt about that, and Juho Mäkinen. Just under 2.4. The amount of time we've got left in the race, we're probably looking at 9 more laps. Depends on how quickly Vermeulen gets his skates on. I'd be happy for the checker flag to come out now. See Morgan's getting the gap down, so the battle for the win is very much alive again, there's no question about that. It's just whether Morgan will be able to eat up that gap more and more and more, lap by lap by lap, but the time is continuing to tick down on his race. As it stands, with Morgan getting the fastest lap and the second place finish, the gap will be the same as it was at the beginning of tonight's event. 2 points between Vermeulen and Morgan. Race for the title. And Milden is in front of Makovsky now, for your information. He's into 10th place. So tyres are helping him. Can he get through on Sharp and Aragoneses before this race is over? 2.4 seconds still between Vermeulen and Morgan. On lap number 22 they've begun. Back up for 18th position between Mauro Senio and Juho Mäkinen. Two drivers in particular have been disappointing today. To expected them to be. Senio ran wide, or who was it that ran wide? I think it was a different driver that ran wide. It was actually Ian Simcox. It's on way too deep. That should be an easy picking for both Arsenio and Mäkinen. They're both through now. Want to get another place. Porsche ahead. a bit closer between him and Vermeulen. It's now 2 seconds. Morgan's on fire on this lap. Mackin and Arsenio are refusing to leave each other alone. This is the battle we want to be focusing on. Morgan absolutely flying space in the race, but it's Vermeulen who holds the race lead still. Right all the way to the end. The gap is now 1.7 seconds. Vermeulen's beginning to struggle on his tyres. Morgan has been able to just simply pick up the pace a little bit to put the South African under more pressure. Phenomenal effort between these two. Morgan will want that extra lap. Will want Vermeulen to cross over the line before the clock reaches 0. There's one more lap to catch up to him and go for it. He's got so much time in hand over Nathan Booth as well. Craig Law is tossing it out with Chris Faster for 22nd. Still on the lead lap. Ahead of Faster, Ollie Durston, Josh Clayton. 8 seconds is the margin. What the gap will be when they go through sector 2. It's still 1.8. Go now in the race. I did say get to 29 laps, but I'm kind of leaning more towards 30. Given how quick Vermeulen and Morgan have been, I think we're going to get to 30. Because once Vermeulen crosses over the line, in dry conditions you can get a time of less than 2 minutes. Vermeulen's gone over the line now, and it was run about 28 seconds past the 12-minute mark. So I think that's what we're leaning most towards, is a 30-lap race. So 7 laps to go for Morgan to snatch victory from Vermeulen. If he does it, he'll take over the lead in the championship race. Look at Vermeulen run wide a little bit. That'll encourage Morgan a little bit more. It was 1.7 at the beginning of the lap. The gap is now 1.4, just under 1.5 seconds. Vermeulen is doing his best to respond to it. Now, has Vermeulen fueled the car correctly? And Morgan will feel that he has put enough fuel in there to make him go quicker than he has been earlier on in the event. Law is moving in front of Faster now into 22nd. Next man ahead of him is Ollie Durston, who was one of those who had to pit in for a stop and go. One driver is going to be pitting in for a drive-through, and that is McCossie, but this is not for pit lane speeding, it's for track limits. He's the first one to fall foul of that, and that's a shame because he had a decent race up until this point. But he will have to serve that before this race is over. That's going to drop him down the order, no question. He'll lose at least 4 or 5 places. Now, Vermeulen and Morgan need to be careful they don't get the same punishment. I suppose for Morgan, if he does get a drive-through, given the gap he's got over Nathan Booth, which is 27 seconds, he would still keep hold of 2nd place in this race, but it's the race win that he'll most certainly want. And if there's a chance for him to pick up a victory, today's the day to go and get it. So he cannot afford to make any mistakes from here. No track limit violations. No getting involved in anyone else's incidents. 1.2 seconds between Vermeulen that speed kicks up, which tells you how hard both of the drivers are pushing. Gap is 1.2 still, but to be honest, you don't really need me to tell you the gap. You can see how close these two are. A phenomenal effort between Vermeulen and Morgan. There can only be one winner. He is coming into the pits to get his drive-through taken. He should come out, I think, ahead of Din, possibly. No, I think actually Din will move in front of him, as will Arsenio and Mäkinen. So all of them will go through. I think Ian Simcox will go through as well. Rejoins in 19th position. What a shame. And we've had a spin from number 21, that's Dario Tavita. Looks like he's picked up some damage whilst he's been at it. That doesn't look like a car that looks ready to be competing at all. You see all the markings and damage to his bonnet. 5 laps to go then. Vermeulen 1.1 seconds clear over Morgan. He approaches the exit of Chapel. Morgan field is getting closer. It's 8 tenths of a second. This is the closest he's been to Vermeulen since the early stages. Certainly on this second stint, this has been the closest. Pushing on all the time. We are loving every second of what we are seeing. Nathan Booth won't be worried about these two. He knows that a race victory was going to be too far-fetched. A podium, I don't think you would have expected to be that far up. Given the demise of the likes of Mäkinen, Law, it's really played into his hands today, although he's got Jeffrey Godefroy closing him down. The gap is 2.7 seconds. Whilst we've got a battle for the lead, we've also got a battle for the final podium position. I did say this race was coming to life after all. Four laps to go at the end of this one. The leaders will be coming up to the back markers, so this could really play a role in who comes out on top here. Is less than half a second behind him at the beginning of the lap. Now they're going through Maggotts and Beckett, and I have to say the McLaren definitely looks to have more confidence in that. It's just a matter of time before the Brit moves in front here. We'll go on board with it again. He's not close enough to have a go. He's under so much pressure here, there's no doubt about that. It's just whether he'll be able to withstand it. But this is the nature of becoming a champion of this series. You have to withstand this kind of pressure. In this situation, we are going up against your title rival from race 1 to the last, from lap 1 to the last. And you get this kind of pressure, whether it's from one driver or two drivers, all the way around the lap, lap after lap after lap. This is the kind of intense situation that defines not only a racing driver, but a phenomenal racing driver. A fight is what we want, we've been waiting for. It's a fight that we are getting between two well-respected racing drivers in the Formula Racing League in Taco Tuesday. We wouldn't have expected these two to be fighting amongst themselves. We wouldn't have expected these two to be the two championship protagonists at the beginning of the season. The fourth race out of 7, and we are seeing a defining moment in this championship. Right in your picture, the two drivers at the top of the table going head to head on circuit. 0.3 of a second between the two with 3 laps left. Morgan in second place behind Vermeulen. Vermeulen kicking up more dust. Go on board with Morgan again. Does he decide to go for it on the hanger straight? Won't want any dust hitting his windscreen. Still got a bit of distance before they come to some back markers. Vermeulen just wish that those back markers aren't even there. Wish they were somewhat like another 500 kilometres up the road, or 500 metres up the road. So 500 kilometres is a little bit too much, isn't it? Less than 15 kilometres of this race remaining. Who will win at Silverstone in the Pro category in Taco Tuesday in the Formula Racing League? Alex Morgan has the fastest lap point to his name. Gerard Vermeulen has the race win in his grasp at the moment. As it stands, as far as the championship is concerned, the gap will be the same as it was at the beginning of the event. 2 points in favour of the Ferrari pilot Gerard Vermeulen. Morgan will want to take over the championship lead, or at least go level on points with Vermeulen. Looks to the inside. Then close the door, but he's going to have quite a tight line entering left field. How they can move the code now. Will we see a change of lead before this race is over? Penultimate lap has started. Vermeulen and Morgan still right there. They run wide a little bit. They just need to be wary of track limits. If there was a time to be caught for track limits, now is most certainly not the time. See Vermeulen and Morgan fighting over the lead. Morgan gets a better exit than his rival coming onto the hanger straight. It looks like Vermeulen just has enough ground ahead to maintain the race lead. Morgan gets into the slipstream, looks to the inside, may have to change lines a little bit, goes for it! On the inside goes Alex Morgan into Stone Corner, but Vermeulen is able to fend him off for the time being. That's phase 1. What about phase 2? Morgan goes to the outside, entering Vale now. Vermeulen has to take a tight line. Morgan round the outside into Club Corner, and Alex Morgan is through into the lead for the moment here at Silverstone. But Vermeulen tries to fight back. Morgan runs wide, but he's ahead. He's ahead. It's the McLaren driver. Alex Morgan takes over the lead here at Silverstone in Taco Tuesday in the Pro category of the Formula Racing League. That move was coming for some time, and what a move he has put off. Vermeulen had all the pressure soaked up on him, and his defence has finally been breached. Alex Morgan, as it stands with the race win and the fast lap point to his name, he will go level on points with Gerard Vermeulen at the top of the Drivers' Championship with 3 races to go, I should say. And Vermeulen is coming into the pits, which is interesting. Has he picked up an issue? I wonder if he's under-fueled as Vermeulen. He'll want to get another set of tyres on. This could allow Nathan Booth to move up into second place. We've just seen Dario De Vita. Is that De Vita in the pits? It is, and it doesn't look he's going to make it to the end. I think Vermeulen has under-fueled, which explains his pace earlier. He clearly didn't think it would go past 29 laps. There's Nathan Booth coming down the pit straight. I think Vermeulen's just going to keep hold of second place here. And he is. So Vermeulen will keep hold of second place. It's a good job he came in for that splash and dash. Otherwise, he would have run out of fuel on the last lap and he wouldn't have scored any points. And that would have probably ended his title challenge even before the race. Well, considering that he was in the lead of the championship, his championship could have been severely dented. But he's kept hold of second place ahead of Booth and Godefroy. Godefroy has closed to within a second of Booth with just under a lap to go. 8/10 it is between those two. But over half a minute up the road is your race leader, Alex Morgan, on home turf. He's about to take a phenomenal victory. Just seen Alberto Aragonés also coming into the pits. It looks like he's underfueled as well. But Morgan can just take it easy from here on in now. He does not need to get through any back markers from here. What a drive he has put on. What a race he's put on as well. Fighting it out with Mäkinen at the beginning as well as Vermeulen. And then staying in touch with Jeroen Vermeulen all the way up to the penultimate lap to complete his manoeuvre round the outside on the S12 corner. And that's going to help him in the championship fight. Alex Morgan wins at Silverstone in the Taco Tuesday series in the Pro category of the Formula Racing League Assetto Corsa Competizione. What a drive and what a performance. Alberto Aragonés has picked up a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But what a result for Alex Morgan, who performs donuts as he is thrilled to have taken victory today. We'll go to Jeroen Vermeulen, who will hold off Nathan Booth and Jeffrey Godefroy, who have been fighting it out for the final podium spot. Vermeulen will cross over the line in second place. And then we've got Nathan Booth who will hold off Jeffrey Godefroy to the end in third place. A podium finish for Nathan Booth, and deservedly so. We'll go to Sean Cull, who will be fifth. A satisfying fifth it's been for Cull on home turf. The Scotsman will go away as a satisfied man. No question about that. Luke Prentice sixth. And we've got Morgan Grace, who will hold off Ben Milton. He's been closing him down in the final laps here, but he's going to miss out on 7th place. Milden will be 8th. And we've got Adam Sharp, who should hold off Farclub Vissel, who will pick up his best result of the season so far in 10th place, given all those have fallen by the wayside, but he'll take it on any day. We've got Jack Prentice, who will hold off Kyle Revel for 11th. We've got Zdeněk Volkl, who's had a quiet race today in 13th, but at least he hasn't been involved in anyone else's incidents. Juho Mäkinen, he could have been the winner today, but 14th it will have to be for him. And we've got Din, who will finish on debut in 15th place, and Ian Simcox will pick up his best result of the season so far in 16th position, providing he gets to the end without running out of fuel. We have Arsenio Law, will be 18th today. Koski, Durston, Aragonés will drop back. Chris Faster, I think, has run out of fuel on the last lap, so he may not score any points today. But there is your race winner. It is Alex Morgan in the 501 McLaren in Taco Tuesday in the Pro category here at Silverstone. Jeroen Vermeulen crossed over the line in second place after that splash and dash of which he had to make after being overtaken by his championship rival. Nathan Booth is third ahead of Jeffrey Godefroy in fourth position. Then it's Sean Cull in fifth, and we've got Luke Prentice, Morgan Grace, Ben Milden, Adam Sharp and Farclub Vissel rounding out the top 10. Jack Prentice is 11th, followed by Kyle Revel, and we've got Zdeněk Volkl in 13th, Juho Mäkinen in 14th position, I should say. Din is 15th. We just want to wait for the classification to reappear, because I think some of the drivers will have left the server already. So here is the race result then. The remainder of the result: Din was 15th, ahead of Simcox. Mauro Senio, another disappointing race today in 17th place. Craig Law, who had to pit in for a stop and go, was 18th. Ollie Durston likewise in 19th. Mikoski was 20th after he served a drive-through for exceeding track limits. Aragonés 21st after a late pit stop had cost him, as well as getting a time penalty. Chris Faster didn't cross over the line, so I don't think he'll get any points for it. Josh Clayton shown in 23rd place, Connor Byers in 24th, Dario DeVita didn't finish, and neither did Dominic Crosby. In the championship race, it is level pegging between Alex Morgan and Jared Vermeulen, with 3 races left, the next round being in Valencia in a week's time. Sadly, I won't be around for the rest of the season, as Formula 1 have come after me for their services, as we are getting ready for the new Formula 1 season, with there being pre-season testing and, of course, the first 2 races in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. In the meantime, I'll leave you to it. Enjoy a good week and enjoy the rest of the season with whoever is going to be broadcasting until the end of the season. There is Valencia, Imola and Spa to look forward to, so do make sure you keep right up to date with everything that is happening in the Formula Racing League. I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll do it again. I'm Tom Cairns, and I'll speak to you again soon when the Formula Racing League returns.